When I was a student at the United States Air Force Academy, one of the most challenging experiences of my life was a course called Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. Now, I know that probably sounds pretty treacherous, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, well, part of it was. But the course involved navigation. We were given a compass and dropped off in the middle of the woods, and we had to find our way from point A to point B. With only a map and a little bit of instruction, we had to plot our own course. It's almost like a reality TV show, but I'm sure we didn't get paid as well as to be on those shows. And so as we're preparing for real life situations, sometimes we have to chart our own course. And leadership is a bit like that, navigating through a number of different circumstances. Your management team or your board gives you a few tools. They give you a little bit of instruction and say, here you go, pal. You're on your own. Figure it out. Figure out how you're going to get there. So this lesson is all about charting your leadership course.
During this lesson, we're going to help you map out where your leadership journey will take you, or at least where you hope it will take you. One thing about leadership is that it can be lonely sometimes. Sometimes you may feel like you've been dropped off in the middle of nowhere. You're trying to survive the daily grind, you're trying to evade problems, you face resistance at every turn, and you just hope you can escape with some sense of dignity.
And hopefully without killing any rabbits like I had to.
With the right tools, with the right knowledge, I know that you will survive successfully. So how do you chart your course? We've given you a download to help you think through where you want to go. Let me share just some key things that we recommend as you chart your course. 1, we want to reflect on your leadership philosophy again. That is a fixed point, and that is the place in which, that's the place that will orient the rest of the decisions that you make. 2, also really think about what leadership is. Leadership is more than the positions you want, but you also have to think about the type of influence that you want as you progress in your career. 3, the key question is, where do you want to go? That is an important question for all of us as leaders. Other questions: how long do we want the journey to continue? What sacrifices are we willing to make in order to get where we want to go?
As you think about your leadership journey, as you go through the exercises that we've laid out for this lesson, think about what you want to do in the next 2 or 3 years. If you are a young rising star, these decisions are very critical. How do you want to start this journey? How you start this journey, it really does matter. Also, think about where you want to be in the next 10 to 15 years as leaders. For some of you, that may seem like a long time, but you must plan and think about the tools and training that you will need to get to where you want to go. You just can't make those decisions 10 or 15 years from now. You have to plan for those midway points. You have to navigate those waypoints, and you have to do that before you really start out on that journey. Now, you can always change your mind later. You can always adjust your course. That's fine. Maybe again, you can adjust your course in the middle of the journey, but you do want to make sure that you are headed at least in the right direction, right? You don't want to be going south and you want to go north.
Yeah, like we said earlier, leadership can also be lonely. And part of what will help you to be successful is sharing your aspirations and your goals with somebody else, someone that you trust. It's easier when it's someone who understands your profession or has been in the position that you've been in. Sharing your goals and your dreams with them will help keep you accountable as you go on this journey. And sometimes it's just good to have someone to vent to. As a word of caution, this person should be outside your organization or chain of command. I recommend a retired person or a senior leader that is removed from your organizational sphere, or even an executive coach. One great resource is SCORE, Service Corps of Retired Executives, run by the Small Business Administration. You can access free, confidential business mentoring in person at more than 250 local chapters, or you can access it remotely. SCORE mentors all experts in entrepreneurship and related fields, meet with their small business clients on an ongoing basis to provide continued advice and support. Go to score.org to learn more.
The other thing that I think is important is finding the right mentor. Now, this person should be more connected to you or your organization. And if you believe in the maker concept, I'll say like leadership makers, some of the older terms are king makers or queen makers. But if you're not familiar with that, that's basically a person or that taps us on the shoulder, that puts their arms around us and helps us get to the next level. They open doors for us. In the past, some of these relationships could be quite harmful or quite exclusionary. In today's more diverse and inclusive environment, leaders can use their power and influence to open the doors for women, people of color, and other underrepresented groups. Great leaders build diverse and inclusive teams through the nurturing of diverse talents. Now, you still have to be prepared. Once you're in a position, we have to make sure we have the skills necessary to perform and carry out our duties. So I want you to understand that. But it also helps to have a friend that has either blazed a trail for us or that's making things easier. That person can at least open the door and tell us where the traps and the pitfalls are as we proceed on our journey. So I believe that it's important that we have a mentor, someone that can help us to succeed, or in the very least, help us to not make dumb mistakes. So if you're a rising star from an underrepresented group, mentors are critical to your success.
I'm excited for you. Opportunities lay down the road ahead. As we close this lesson, think about these 5 things. Number 1, where are you now? Number 2, where are you headed? Number 3, what are the skills that you need to get there? Number 4, what types of training do you need to get there? And number 5, after you launched yourself on this journey, what opportunities will you have, or what positions will you apply for?
All right. Well, it is time to get started. In our lesson downloads, we're going to start mapping out your leadership journey. Put pen to paper and start writing out where you want to go. Answering the questions on paper is part of the process of going through and making your dreams tangible, right? We want to take them from intangible things to tangible action. Get ready to reach new heights to achieve your dreams. After you answer the questions, I would encourage you to say the answers out loud. Why? Look, we all have to bring our senses and beliefs into this journey. All of our senses and beliefs into this journey. I want you to think about it. I want you to write it down. I want you to hear yourself articulating your plans. You have to be the first person to see, hear, and believe in who you are as a leader. If you are a person of faith, pray or meditate on this journey. If you're not, then say it to yourself so that this journey becomes like a muscle, like muscle memory for an athlete. Let me give you an example. I will be a CEO in 10 years. I will spend at least 2 weeks on vacation every year with my family. I will talk to my mentor once a week. It will be a priority. I have a list of things I say to myself daily to help me focus on my goals and sometimes just to keep myself sane on this journey. So the download, a look toward the future, is now a part of your leadership journey GPS. Let it guide you. 5 things to think about as you fill out the download. Where are you now? Where are you headed? What are your skill gaps? What type of training do you need to get there? And after you are trained, what opportunities will you have, or what new positions can you apply for? Okay, time for you to get to work. I'm Glenn, your cultural competency navigator.
And I am Michael, helping you to build better leaders.